The following program is presented by the HTM Podcast Network.
I am here with the 5 Most Wanted, Big John Murray.
Can we just spin it?
Yeah.
Spin it.
Cody Hawk, Sean Casey, pretty little psycho Shauna Reed,
And GQ Masters.
I am just an honorary member of the 5 Most Wanted today. I'm not on a t-shirt, by the way. I'm just some old washed up guy that just found himself here by accident.
He's on the honorary t-shirt one.
Damn straight, man. I need a 1/6 cut of that, too.
I knew you would.
He's a gimmick man, man.
You said GQ Masters, you owe me $5.
All right, Sean, let's talk about you coming to HWA. I know you came straight in. You did train with the guys as well. And I've heard stories that you and GQ had some little heat in the locker room.
I think I just had heat, period, because I was a guy that just came in. It was like,
That's exactly right. It wasn't no heat between the two of us. It was just heat because he's Sean freaking Casey, man.
well, apparently Les buried me to all the boys like by putting me over. So I come in, and unbeknownst to me, until recent, that when the guy that's running the place keeps on putting this strange guy that comes in, like, hey, this guy is this and this guy is that, just pretty much buries you with all the boys, and you don't know it. So had I known that, I'd have come in and been a little more humble towards everybody since I already had heat.
I remember the first time I saw Sean Casey roll in, he had 2 bags, and I was like, what the hell's he got 2 bags for? And then I watched him do his hair and stuff, and then it sort of became the running joke with me and the other young guys that he had 1 bag for his gear and 1 bag for his hair care products.
And a fanny pack to boot.
So when you guys when you came in HWA, when did the whole 5 Most Wanted become part of HWA?
Well, that was kind of the second run. That was maybe 2 years, I think, or something. The first run, and that was in 2005.
Yeah, it was way later. It was like 2005, yeah.
2005, we come in and kind of pitch the idea, like, hey, Cody, we got this idea that we think would be something that might work, and that would be cool if we put it on TV. And it really wasn't just a gimmick. It was kind of like, hey, we're already doing this, and we're all hanging out, and we're all in the clubs, and we just don't really have a name for it. And so how about, since we're already doing this, let's just name it something. And so it wasn't a gimmick, it was kind of a lifestyle, really.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
5 Most Wanted, baby.
So you're living the style just like the 4 Horsemen.
Really was. Maybe dialed down just a little bit. I mean, we didn't.
Not much, though.
Yeah.
Just with a smaller budget.
I made up for it.
Do tell.
Let's just say, if you've seen the dirt, that's what I lived for 20 years. So, everybody, just like with the 5 Most Wanted, everybody puts in something and brings something to the table. I brought the stories.
I bet you have a lot of great stories.
Some I can tell, some I can't.
And some of them are actually the truth.
Well, tell us a good story.
Well, are we edited on this?
Uncut.
Uncut, man.
I'll tell you a story. This is the one that's made it around the music business. Completely around the music business. And now people in wrestling are talking about it. I was in Orlando, Florida. The goal was to get as drunk as we could and pick up the biggest chick that we could. So I picked up a girl that was
Which is just his style, by the way. Wasn't hard.
I picked up a girl that was 500 pounds if she was a pound. I mean, I put a broomstick under her belly and doing curls while I was down.
No wonder his shoulder finally blew out here recently.
So the next morning, CC, Robbie, everybody comes into my room.
This is poison, right?
Yeah, band, crew, everybody's in my room, all the way to bed, everybody's looking at me. And I'm like, CC goes, well, that was a hell of a party last night, wasn't it? I said, yeah, but did anybody see the whale I fucked? And out of the corner of the room, I hear, I'm still here.
What?
So, we that story has made it around the business. And that's just one of those drunken stories. A lot of grenades I jumped on.
The crazy thing about that is, sometimes you hear stories, you're like, yeah. But here recently, we all went out and we were all the Five Most Wanted hanging out backstage, and I think I was in the back room there, and I think CC might have came by and Brett was there, and they brought it up. So that's how damaging it was to the minds of the music industry.
When you can take someone like CC or Brett and make them blush or get sick, you know it's a good story because they've seen it done it all. So.
That is pretty funny. So, before you became part of the Five Most Wanted HW, you came in first as Livewire Sean Casey.
Yeah, that was the early days. I think this was about 5 years in the business, still green as grass, and Motley Crue's always been my favorite group, and ironically, the original Five Most Wanted, I think 4 of the 5, to my knowledge, that was their favorite band. So, of course, Livewire had to be the theme song, and Livewire had to be the gimmick name. But right as I came into HWA, Les foresaw this idea, and so did Ian Rotten, that Livewire Sean Casey should be a heel. I think as a rib to USWA, and I don't remember if it was IWA that I went to first or if it was HWA, but I was going to be Too Sexy Sean Casey as a rib on Brian Christopher, and my daughter's mom was coming out to the ring, and this was Ian's idea, and we would call her Deva, which was Brian Christopher's shoot wife's name. So Too Sexy Sean Casey accompanied by Deva, and you can imagine as Ian Rott was running Tuesday nights head-to-head at first against USWA, that Louisville was upside down for a minute, and I think still never been the same. I know when I was in OVW, you couldn't say that name anywhere within the vicinity of the building.
There's no doubt when Ian came out there, when he first showed up in Louisville, and he was outside the Louisville Gardens, and USWA's kind of struggling a little bit, and he's out there handing out free tickets to his shows, and he's got, like the sandwich boards. I mean, that's an old school wrestling war. And we got ourselves caught up in the middle of it because we're just trying to get booked. And of course, he picks him up against the rival promoter's son. I mean, how good is that?
Now, once again, you're green. You just go along with whatever somebody tells you. But, looking back in hindsight, I'm thinking, let's see, Jerry Lawler's in the WWF at the time, and he's also in USWA. And his son, I'm doing this rib on the whole territory. Is this really a good business idea for me? But not knowing, I'm just, okay, yes, sir, whatever you need.
Because they're not booking you.
Yeah.
You got to listen to who's booking you, right?
Absolutely. Always seems like a good idea at the time.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, tell me your chemistry working with Cody Hawk before you guys became the Five Most Wanted.
Before we became Five Most Wanted.
That move I do.
That was kind of an opening introductory with working with Cody and in the middle of a match, calling a few things. And I'm like, hey, take that move I do. And I was thinking, what move you do? I don't remember them having like a gimmick name for it. It's not really marketed from Vince. So what are you talking about? It was a slingshot suplex, wasn't it? Hey,
Jackson Breeze.
Your thing. He tried to put my hand on his.
Yeah, we never really wrestled too much against each other. I think we might have only had one singles match against each other, and that would have been out there in Batavia. But we may have been in a tag or two against each other. I probably spent more time as a referee in your matches than I did actually as a partner. As an opponent, But in 2005, he showed up at my school with a cat named Josh Rafferty, and he's of UFC fame. He was on the first season of Ultimate Fighter, and he showed up with Josh and said, "Hey, Josh wants to learn how to be a pro wrestler, and he's willing to trade us MMA training for pro wrestling training." So I was like, "Sure." So we started hanging out and wrestling and learning a little MMA, and Josh was like, "You've got to come out with me and Sean. We go out every week on Wednesday night. You got to go out with me and Sean."
And for 2 months, I shed them. No, because I had training every Wednesday night. Finally, just one Wednesday night, I was like, hell with it, I'll go. Took a whore bath in the sink and got all ready to go, rolled out. We went somewhere. We went to some hibachi place, the volcano, the whole thing. And then, we took a picture outside, and then we ended up going to a club, and we bypassed 150 people that were in line, and Sean and Josh just handshaking with everybody going in. I'm like, I'll handshake with everybody too. Play the part, right on in. We go by the line, we go up, we're in VIP areas, we're out overlooking everything. Everybody's walking up, buying drinks. I'm like, hey, elbow Josh. I'm like, is this for real, man? Is this? He's like, yeah, man, this is every Wednesday night. And I'm like, what the, really? And then it was when the bar closed down, then there was an after party, at a hotel, or not a hotel, a condo, and it was just, wow. Like, I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, and then just started becoming our thing. We started going out every week, and, then that original picture, he called it the 5 Most Wanted, and, then we started, hey, we should just do this on TV, because he's wrestling, I'm wrestling, Josh now is wrestling, and Samantha was always coming to the ring with him, and same with Michelle, and so it was just like it worked, it made sense, and we did some really awesome things as that during HWA TV. Like, we did some vignettes that were just amazing. And Sean's fragile and he gets hurt a lot. So
I know John likes to carry him a lot.
Yeah. So back before John was back around again, and it was me and him. Like, yeah, he'd get hurt, and I'd have to pull I got to work harder now because Sean's hurt.
He knows exactly what he's doing, by the way.
I know.
I used to do that shit a lot too. If you didn't notice.
I know.
I'm Robert Gibson. He's Ricky Moore.
Little short arm when you're having the tag rope, right? Almost.
Yeah. But no, it worked, and over the years it's evolved, and he works different places than me, and we've met different people along the way, and there's different little groups of 5 Most Wanted here and there, and sometimes we all get to be together, sometimes we don't, sometimes we don't see each other for a year, but whenever you get 4 or 5 of us around, we're definitely throwing it up.
So who came up with the throw it up, throw it down?
I like to pride myself on thinking like catchphrases. Sometimes they stumble into my brain, and make sure you write that down so I don't forget that one. And little logos and gimmicky things. Had some fun with some different things, and the ideas of vignettes and all these different things, and the way we've organized everybody together with the different people that have been in 5 Most Wanted over the years. We've had different chapters in different states and different cities, but the solid 5 that we represent as the ones for around the world really accent each other, and they each one brings something to the table. For what they do, they pull their own weight, which makes it just something special. And it's we all come together to make one Megatron, right?
Yeah. Big transformer.
Yeah. And a lot of these ideas, man, usually happen in the car, riding into town. At least it always did when I was involved. I'm sure that hasn't changed either. You're in the car a long time. There's only so much you can talk about. There's only so many ways you can break down the Cincinnati Reds or the Bengals. That's how people crafted their gimmicks back then. And that's a lost art in these days, man. And these guys are still old school enough to know that that's what it takes,
That's pretty good. Let's talk to the youngest member of the 5 Most Wanted, pretty little cycle, Shauna Reed.
So
how'd you? That's why you were gonna talk to me. Well, I can talk to Shauna and get you. So
they said young.
Opposite.
Just because you look like you're off The Walking Dead anymore.
I'm a whisperer.
He looks like he aged 100 years over the past month.
Oh, yeah.
What has the 5 most wanted done to you, John? Can't you hang with the big boys?
Rebirth.
I know you're a big guy, but
gave
that
him
don't
a heart
mean you can
attack
hang
once.
with the big dogs.
Damn near killed him how many times?
Gave me a heart attack in Vegas.
He's got 9 lives. We just don't know which one he's on.
He's probably number 5.
5 most wanted.
5 most wanted, number 5.
Staying at 5.
That's broke you down more than all these years on the road with all these rock and roll bands.
The way I look at it is in a few years, it'll all be new so I can start over. That's how it works. I'll be bionic. Back to Shauna.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean and Shauna. Is that ever confusing when you guys are in the car together?
Could be, yes.
Right. Because he's always going to answer
And
regardless, right?
it's definitely confusing for my voice text.
Well, you can just call him Fred and her Ethel, and you'll be good, right?
Easy enough.
That's right. Either way, man. Either way.
All right, so how'd you decide to become a pro wrestler and started training and got hooked up with Cody Hawk?
Let's see, I was a fan when my brother forced me to play the video games when I was little. And I actually started training with somebody who pretty much stole my identity and put my maxed out 4 credit cards in my name. And yeah, hey John.
I wish I was smart enough to be able to pull that rib off.
Right? And I say to this day, the only good that ever came out of that guy is my first pair of wrestling boots was free, and he mentioned Cody. So
Wrestling boots with your credit card.
What a
right?
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, bro. But so the second I, ditched that guy, I messaged him and said, "Do you train girls?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I started like the next week. So.
That's it?
And here we are.
Man, your story goes so much deeper than that. What the hell?
How deep does it go?
This is the
How deep does your story go?
But I can't take up more time from Sean Casey.
That's right. Well, for Pete's sakes, he was some Playgirl.
Please do take more time away.
True
Started
True
and
story.
all the
True time. Who's
steps she's
counting?
made and everything that's went on in her personal life and professional wrestling life from the time she began to now is just ridiculous. And you're just going to go with that little dig, Robyn. That's your job, buddy. Don't
That's
make
a
me do
tease.
your job.
Hey, this way you can bring her back another time alone instead of all this.
20 minutes to go.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
I was I could see the TV
Super
for it.
deep, man. She's overcome so much over the last few years and everything, and it's just ridiculous.
In case you guys missed it, we just got the Iggy for 20 minutes remaining.
Tighten it up, boys.
But nobody said to take it home yet, so we're good.
That's right.
Just put a hold on, motherfucker.
Grab a Holt. That's what you say down in Memphis to all the boys. Grab a Holt.
Do the 1-2.
Grab a Holt, and then
What the fuck is the 1-2?
yeah, the 1-2. And then the payoffs would be so little, they would say, "Don't spoil the boys, so expect more."
And speaking how you were in a Playgirl as well, you were also a Chip and Dale dancer.
Wait a minute, we weren't talking about that.
Speaking about, what the?
That sounds like a
That's a segue I missed.
You know what the hell's on Robyn's mind?
Yeah.
That's a long
I'd like to
story.
get a copy of that.
Okay, wrong story.
So he's talking to the girl, and by the way, Mr. Playgirl Magazine.
Get the story. I was,
Like, enough about you.
His Playgirl copies do you have that Sean was or
Zilch.
do you have them and you're
Zilch.
just trying to get around to asking?
That's because they're all sold out,
That's what
man.
this is about.
They're all in the trunk of his
He
car.
has your copies that you were in Playgirl, and he would please love if you would autograph them for him after this podcast,
Well,
please.
sure, for $10, I do that.
I was going to say,
See,
they're in
there
the
you
trunk
go,
of his
Rob.
car for
There you go.
anything.
You were afraid to
It's a
ask.
small article.
I'll ask for you.
Hey,
There you go.
$5 for the bands, but 10 for the boys.
Hey, Robyn, it's a small article if you haven't seen it
To
yet.
be continued on the next page.
And the payoff's even less.
I know you were asking Shauna about how she's been going around Shauna's been going around the world, but touring UK, was just recently on Raw. Let's talk about that.
She was on Raw and SmackDown a lot. So what was it like, your experience on WWE TV in the back locker room?
Actually, it was nerve-wracking the first few times. Like, absolutely, I was having anxiety attacks, like calling him, begging him to, like, can we switch places so he can do it?
Grab a hold.
Right, grab a hold. I mean, it's awesome now. Like, I know a lot of people that I used to grow up watching on TV. Like, I have their numbers in my phone, and it's really cool to just walk back there and people like they know my name without me even saying anything. So my first tryout match was a utter disaster, but my few afterwards have been really good, and I've been getting, they've taken me as far out as LA. They've, I've been on it a few times, so it's been really fun.
How was the UK?
Well, 2 years ago it was freezing, so I'll find out what it is like in June in less than a month.
That's right. You're going to be in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm representing the United States in the International Grand Prix in London, England.
So how pumped are you?
I'm super excited. There's girls there that I've been dying to wrestle, and one of them I'm going to be wrestling soon, and that's Amber Nova, and I've been really wanting to wrestle her, so I'm excited.
I would pay to see that. Amber Nova is pretty good.
Well, actually, it will be on Fight TV, so you can pay to see it.
I guess I will pay to see that.
There you go, British Empire Wrestling. I'm getting it for you.
Oh, another cheap plug.
The buy rate's going up and up.
No plug is cheap, my friend. They're all necessary.
So the first time when you were to UK, what was your experience like wrestling over there?
It's different, very different. Like, the crowd is kind of like a Japanese crowd. It was quiet, and so me and the other two girls were in a triple threat, and we're wrestling. And one of them was a hometown girl, and the other one, she was on Lucha Underground. I forget her name. And me and her are like, doing stuff to this chick, and we're like, maybe we should go home. They're really quiet, and this must suck. This must suck. So we, finished the match, went back in the back, and the promoter's like, great match, that was awesome. The crowd loved it. And we looked at him like, what? So, I mean, that was different. Some of the moves they call over there are different. Like, a heel is an Achilles. So, it's different, but it's fun.
So how hardcore were the UK wrestling fans? I know they're pretty hardcore over there.
Yeah, they, like I said, they were quiet for almost every match. It was so awkward. Like, you go out there and I'm a heel and I'm just calling everybody out, and I'm going to the point I'm using Donald Trump. Like, saying like all this crap. I'm calling them like bucktooth idiots and like everything. And it's cricket, like it's like, yeah, I'm like, no, boomy something. I'm never going to be able to come back here, crap. It was fun, so.
You're also in the history as well. What was it like seeing some of the history around England?
You don't even want to get me started. I'm such a nerd. I've always wanted to go to the Tower of London because I'm a big dark history nerd with like the story of Anne Boleyn and King Henry VIII and him chopping off his wife's head. So I spent 8 hours there. Just like, I didn't know if I was ever going to come back. So I'm like, I'm going in every room. I'm touching every wall. I'm doing, being a nerd. And so I get to do it again, and I'm stupid excited.
That's awesome.
The Grand Prix is really a big deal, too. That's good. Good for you.
Thank you.
I hope you kick ass.
Me too.
Another question I'm going to ask, too, is Paloma Star ever going to get that leather jacket back?
That's a good one.
Just one.
Jacket now, technically what? If you've been together with like your significant other for like, what is it?
6 months.
4 years, you're technically married. I've had that jacket for almost a year, so that jacket's mine now.
It's common law. It's hers.
Common law.
Wow.
So.
Everybody's been wearing it. All the pictures from referees to wrestlers.
And everybody looks dang good in it, don't they? So, and I heard that you said that when she gets it back, you're going to take a picture with her and gloat me about that, Robyn.
Yes, I am.
So, I'll be expecting my pay for this interview after this.
Okay.
Wait a second. We're getting paid for this?
I am.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on now.
Hey.
I don't do my stuff for free.
You should, and neither should you.
Hey,
Neither should we. Does that make us the marks or what? Youngest kid in the room, man. The only one who knows what they're doing.
Well, apparently.
You say realist in the room?
Cody's just sitting there. He's just speechless.
Created a monster.
So now, the 5 Most Wanted, fresh back from Vegas. 5 Most Wanted always doing big things. We say big things. This isn't a work. This is a shoot. Everything we do is for real. And 5 Most Wanted in Vegas coming back, being represented by UFC Hall of Famer and honorary 5 Most Wanted member Stephan Bonner. So big thing. We got a successful tag team title victory. I guess if you want to say they were on the line, we had a mixed 6-man there with Jesse Bell and Shauna, but still representing the Vendetta Pro Tag Team Championship titles that we've had for over a year.
Pro wrestling on one.
Forever Vendetta Pro. And we had a nice time out there. My partner here, Cody Hawk, got his trainer award here, as you saw in all the social media, given to him by Eli Drake and Dean Ambrose. We finished the match off with Big J here, John Murray, with a ECW moment where someone elbowed or hit the lights.
Totally unplanned.
And the lights go out for that ECW moment as John hooks up Shannon Ballard for the big choke slam. Boom.
So you guys dealt with Jesse Bell, the one that goes, "Let's make wrestling great."
That's right.
That's dope.
True story. He said straight up everybody dies.
That's a wild woman.
I swear to God.
I sure wouldn't want to mess with her. She's pretty wild.
No, she'll beat you to death. That's right. She'll beat you till her hand hurts.
I was going to say,
I could say that.
Is she legit Tracy Smothers girl or, you know?
I've been telling John this story. He loves me to tell this. I'm going to tell it one more time. I asked Tracy one time, we were in a locker room somewhere in the South, I'm sure. And I said, Tracy, you know, all this buzz about, you know, Jesse Bell being your daughter, you know, what's the deal? Like, is it just is it a gimmick? Like, he's like, man, he goes, listen, man, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so there was this one night we was down at Tour Tiger in Louisville, and he goes, man, her mom looked like Pam Anderson. What was I supposed to do?
That's freaking good.
I said, I was just wondering. I guess my question's been answered.
That's another one of those guys that we kind of grew up around as a mentor, whether it be in Smoky Mountain Wrestling or at IWA. Tracy Smothers, shout out to him somewhere. And I heard him tell a story. I don't know if you guys are baseball fans, but Sonny Gray pitches for the Cincinnati Reds now. His dad, Jesse Gray, grew up as a good friend of Tracy Smothers, and they were part of that original group, just as boys hanging out in Nashville, called the Thugs. You know what the Thugs stand for, right? T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, because the thug can't spell.
I just
Shout out to 1995.
I smartened John up on that one about 2 weeks ago. I said, have you heard the Thug story? He goes, I'm like, hold on. Where's YouTube at?
Shout out 1995.
Oh, yeah.
I'm speaking Sean as well, and John, you guys both worked with Brian Pillman as well.
Well, I grew up with Brian. I didn't work with him.
I thought you did. I thought you did.
I grew up with Brian. He was a couple of years older than me, but he was always the athlete that everybody wanted to be. So he played for a different school. So I knew Brian not only from living in Norwood and right down the street, but from watching him play football and being in our competitive school, our rival school. So, you know, I grew up knowing him. So it was pretty cool.
Brian was that measuring stick for if you were into big hair 80s and that look, and you were into that the body guy type of thing with the bodybuilder look to him, and you're just like, this is like it. If you're talking all in one, he was the total package. And it was 1992, and he had just finished up with Calgary, and had played football up there, and then got broken into business by Stu Hart, and was at home, and he was looking to make some extra money. His IROC Z payment, I guess his mom could only make so many. I was like, Brian, you have to come up with something. So he already signed with WCW and hadn't got a check yet, and somebody had given me his number and said, Brian might train you, but I don't know what he can do. So got a hold of him, and me and the Pops talked to him about what can we do here. He said, I can't really fully train you or anything like that. I'm going to tell you going in. I'm just waiting until they call me up for all my dates, and immediately I got to go on the road. But if you want to, get what you can, then we'll do it. And it was really, really a great beginning experience on being broken into the business, because he's the first person ever wrote me up a diet, first person wrote me up a workout routine. We trained in his mom's backyard. I'm like, so where's the ring? He's like, we don't need no ring. We pulled out a little twin-size mattress in right in the mom's backyard there, and I'm like, this is it, and it was interesting because I, never really understood when they called Stu Hart's place a dungeon. I thought, maybe it's just some rickety old place with a ring and everything. And literally, I've heard the stories. It's just the amateur wrestling mats with and they said it was dirty. It had cat shit and dog shit on the floor down there. And then Stu would just stretch these guys. Just the more they would cry and say, it hurt, the more he'd just put it on.
Hey, let me have your arm.
Give it to me, kid.
And you'd be dumb enough to give it to him because you have to show respect to him.
And so it was just an interesting concept to see that, okay, this is what Brian got broke into, so it all makes sense. It comes full circle on the training that I got from him. And, I was fortunate enough to get enough to just get me started. But from that point, there was nobody around here. So then Charlie Fulton broke off from Larry Sharp with the Monster Factory in Jersey and went back to Marion, Ohio, where he lived. So he used to drive 3.5 hours each way just to get ring time at Charlie Fulton's place, which became Mid-America Professional Wrestling School. And that was the beginning ages of the 1992, May of 92, for Live Wire Sean Casey to become one of the boys.
Hey, that's pretty good as well. And Cody, you're going to be getting ready to wrestle another HW alumni, Shark Boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why is he not here tonight?
Because he's Shark Boy.
That's what I'm.
He wasn't booked.
Right. Talking about somebody going to get paid. Yeah. She took his payoff.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't need a mess.
Right. Exactly.
No, yeah, we're booked on a show together. What's the date on that? July. It's in July, I believe. It's at Bogart's. So, yeah, me and the fish. One more time. Shark and me, he's another one of the guys that helped train me at the beginning, and I rode the roads with him and packed on a ton of miles traveling together and learned so much psychology and stuff from him on the road. Just being really good friends. We used to live together, or not together, but near each other in an apartment complex. We became literally nightly drinking buddies for about 3 years. I've done my time with the fish, and we'll be tearing it up again here real soon for LSC at Bogart's.
Yeah, I tell you what, not to cut you off, but Shark Boy, big part of my upbringing as well. When we started training with the HWA with Les, I was the manager and he was the referee, and Les made it mandatory that we would have to learn just like the wrestlers did. And so obviously it's natural that we were paired up in all the drills and spots, and Les would call a spot and the wrestlers would, attempt to duplicate it. And early going, they were struggling a little bit, and me being the showman I am, and he being really excited, he'd be like, come on, man, let's go. I go, no, wait, just wait. I always wait to be last. And we go out there, and we'd always hit it, man, because he and I had such great chemistry. I feel like we were both naturals with timing and bump taking, but we just didn't possess the size, or in my case, the want to. And Les would just stop everything after it was over. That's it right there. Why is my two best workers the manager and the referee? And so he took that as being serious, and he just kept on pushing forward. And that guy, man, has gotten as many bookings as anybody I know personally, other than the people here at this table, man. And he's the smallest, scrawniest guy there was, man. But that's a guy that was on. He probably got more TV time than any of us, right? I mean, for sure, easily. You know, but yeah, I love Shark Boy, and I'm just. Does that mean I have to buy a ticket, or can you sneak me in the backstage?
We'll probably figure out a way to get you.
Right, you make me pay double, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
You can manage me.
Oh, now you're pushing it.
Don't worry about that. You know how he is. He'll sit outside the back door. He won't actually come into the building.
Well, because everybody
You
go.
did that in an HWA reunion show,
And I
you're
talked to every
one of
damn
the
person that was
HWA
there, right?
Originals, and you hung out out back bullshitting with all the boys and never
All
come
right.
out.
So you know my secret that I don't have to pay for anything, right?
I heard you and Robyn are picking up the tab.
Whoa! Iggy on that.
Whoa.
Man, that's going to be a hell of a tab. Did you see how much
I know,
these
because
guys
I came
were drinking?
thirsty and hungry.
They can't see it, but they all brought families and fans that they're treating on their tab, man. You're screwed, Robyn.
Guess I'll be washing dishes.
Yeah, for several days the way John ate. Did you see that? He ate like 4 plates of food.
Oh yeah, Robyn, I forgot to tell you, my tab's only been 2 fried pickles.
I ain't got time. I got to go. I guess Robyn's picking this up. Bradley Scott. Yeah, you've got Bradley's tab and a few others.
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's all
coming your
good,
way.
man.
Sorry.
On my
Price of fame.
yeah.
Now he's all discombobulated.
No, on my I had a recent podcast with Rapid Delivery Roy Fox. And he called you out on my podcast. He says he would love to get in the ring with you. He called out Jackson Breeze as well.
I'm not a wrestler, though.
Well, hold on, Roy already had his shot, and we already worked
He
with.
called out Cody Hawk on my podcast.
Special rapid delivery.
Yeah, for him.
We already had business with Rory and Adam Rose once. All Roy Fox was a piece of this too.
He called it, and he says he wants to do it at Future Great Wrestling. He wants a special spotlight on him and Cody.
Any place, anywhere, anytime.
Well, so he can ride his bicycle to the ring throwing out newspapers? Is that what he really wants?
Like a 1.5 minute Iggy.
So,
Take it home.
so, okay, before we go, so what's your thoughts on that? Will you get in a ring with?
Yes, I will. Anytime, any place. I'm always ready to go. That's how 5 Most Wanted rolls. That's how Cody Hawk rolls.
Five Most Wanted run from no man. Cody Hawk run from
And
no
Rory
man.
Fox, come to town, boy. I'll X-lax you.
What's this X-Lax story?
Look a little red.
We'll have to save that for the next podcast.
That's called a tease in the business.
Hey, you heard this, Roy. Cody said, anytime, man, come down to FGW Friday nights in Hamilton, Ohio.
Time to call me. Call me. I'll book this in a heartbeat. Cody, Rory Fox rematch? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Losers gets X-Lax. That'd be pretty cool.
G-Dog.
And one more question. Will there be another HWA reunion wrestling show?
Quite possibly. Stay tuned.
All right. Thank you, guys.